Touhou Wiki. Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Touhou Scarlet Devil and the embodiment of Scarlet Devil. The vertical scrolling Naku shoot 'em up and is the 6th official game in the Touhou project by Team Shanghai Alice's sole members soon. It is the first to be released specifically for the Windows operating system and a clean break from the PC 98 era. Gameplay. The embodiment of Scarlet Devil falls on from the PC 98 titles and say high in terms of basic gameplay, but make certain key changes. The biggest change is the introduction of the spell card system. The pacing was also changed to a great degree. Some aspects of the PC 98 and Touhou Fest patterns pacing remain in this game, which has given the embodiment of Scarlet Devil a reputation for having a higher difficulty than later games. The following games, Perfect Cherry Blossom and Imperishable Night, which would mostly remove this kind of pacing. The embodiment of Scarlet Devil once again features 2 playable characters to choose from, 2 equipment types each, but much like Lotus Land's story, Reimu Hikuri can cover a wide area of the screen with weaker attacks, while Marisa Kurzan relies on speed and power to make up for the thinner attack spread. Each character and type has its own bomb as well, now called Spell Card. Another change from Lotus Land's story in Mystic Square is the introduction of Item Get feature, which allows you to collect all items on the screen by moving to the top of the screen if you are at full power. This mechanic would appear in all later games. One thing that remains from the PC 98 titles, there are 6 total stages in the main game, but playing on easy difficulty will end the game after stage 5. Repeating normal difficulty is once again required to unlock the extra stage as well. Concept. Kun's general goal when creating the embodiment of Scarlet Devil was to stay away from systems appearing in newer shoot-em-ups, which he thought overly complicated the game, and to let the player have fun simply dodging bullets. When he started creating the game, it was first named Touhou Eastern Scarlet Tea House. Stage had 3 theme in reference to the name. However, Kun felt that the name didn't match the game story, so eventually it got changed. As the first Windows game, the engine was written from scratch using DirectX API, with help from a few libraries from Amusement Makers, and Sun apologized for the seeming lack of creativity, like grunt enemies, citing a lack of manpower while concentrating on building up libraries and tools themselves. This particular engine would later be used for the games Perfect Cherry Blossom and Imperishable Night and Devour Few. Sun has mentioned in an interview that because it was the first Windows game, he has included this concept of embodiment of Scarlet Devil as a punchline on the entrance as a main theme. Examples include having the game take place in a Western setting and bringing in Western yokai as bosses, even though the series is named Touhou Eastern. Story. During a peaceful summer in Gensokyo, an unnatural scarlet mist appears without warning and covers much of the land. It is strong enough to black out the sun, causing the affected areas to turn dark and cold right before it. Trying to even working that. Like and subscribe for more funny moments. Like and subscribe.